My girlfriend and I had already seen a lot of Mexico City, but today we wanted the very best, so we booked Mexico City's highest rated tour, and this is what we found: the Teotihuacan scavenger hunt.
It's a video.
Oh!
This is Jane, our tour guide, a total badass, real Indiana Jones character, entrepreneur, activist, all at the same time. Her main hobby during the pandemic was crawling through the ancient tunnels built over 1,000 years ago, trying to be the first person to discover the entrance to the moon pyramid. So when I say a total badass, I am not messing around. This tour began at 7:30 a.m., getting picked up from our Airbnb in the Roma neighborhood of Mexico City in a massive shuttle van. We had about an hour of driving or so Jane answered all of our questions about Mexico. We learned that all of these houses in the hills along the highway are actually informal settlements. The government did not authorize these homes to be built, meaning Mexico City does not provide water or electricity or policing to these areas. So these informal settlements essentially act as their own cities. Pretty interesting stuff. Never would have guessed it just by looking at it. The time flew, and before too long, we had arrived at our first stop on the tour, the Teotihuacan pyramids. But this was no ordinary tour of the pyramids. This was a scavenger hunt tour of the pyramids hosted by Jane.
How does it work? You have to catch the answer.
Real quick, a brief history of the pyramids. Teotihuacan means place where gods were born. This city was believed to be built around 100 BC, and it's estimated that in 500 AD, the city was the largest city in the Americas and the 6th largest city in the world. It was also the largest exporter of fine obsidian, which can be sharpened and used to make weapons. This is a razor we found on the ground.
This one, and we can find later another one. In the center, they're going to have altars. You see the altar over there in the center.
Oh, right here where the grass is?
No, this is a temple.
Oh.
The altar has 4 stairs always.
Oh.
Yes, in the center. Yeah.
Up until recently, historians believed that Teotihuacan's civilization collapsed because it was invaded and the city was burned down. But more recently now, it's believed that there was actually an internal uprising because it was discovered that only select parts of the city were systematically burned down. Only the homes and the temples of the ruling class were destroyed, and the homes of the lower and middle class were kept intact. Either way, after the burnings, the city was abandoned.
Teotihuacan. Do we remember what it means?
How are we doing on our clues?
Do we remember what Teotihuacan means?
It means... I don't remember.
Today, the Teotihuacans is one of the most noted archaeological attractions in all of Mexico. Our guide Jane was amazing and actually took us into parts of the pyramid we never could have gotten into on our own.
Okay, please come here. Come here. You are going to see, in here we have a well.
Oh, wow.
22 meters in depth. And they found in this well an offering. This offering is a lady who's pregnant. This is what they found.
Oh my
A
gosh.
lady, and she was pregnant.
That's
And
what
this
they
is
found.
an offering, but they filled it with stones, and they would fill the whole room. They would fill the whole room.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Now let's continue this way. Take a shower. You would take out the stone. If you don't want the shower, you would put on the stone.
Oh, so there'd be the water would flow through here.
Why? Because on top they have a container, a big pot. For the
And then you just stand here and rinse off?
Yes, and then the water will run to here, and there's a drain in there.
After checking out the pyramids, it was time to explore the caves that led into the ancient tunnel systems built thousands of years ago. As we entered the tunnels, I realized that my flashlight was broken. Little did I know that this was almost going to be the end of me. Just kidding. Badass Jane had a spare and it was all good. This whole area used to be inhabited, so we dug for goodies and found some.
What are you doing?
Digging for gold.
Digging for digging for treasure?
Treasure.
I just found this piece of obsidian digging. Wow, parts of a rib.
Yes.
Oh.
Like human rib, you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
But somebody who is like bigger.
Much, yeah, totally. Oh wow. Never found a rib?
I've never found a rib. And it's not that deep down.
Check this out.
Both hands. Put your hands.
Both hands?
Next, we went to this beautiful restaurant that was built in a cave. Every artifact that was found while building this restaurant is on display in this beautiful glass walkway. This is a Temazcal in the rock, in the cave.
Is it gonna make it? I think it's gonna make it. Yeah!
Woo! Muy bien. Food and mezcal were included in the tour, and after lunch, we headed to the fourth and final stop of this tour. We went to this cultural center where we got to learn some of the many uses of the agave plant and got to watch some decorative pieces of obsidian being made. So after the temples, we got a little tour of like all the different things an agave plant can do. It can be turned into like string, paper, a whole bunch of different things. Tried pulque, and then also all of these pieces have been handmade mostly with obsidian. Look at some of these things, they're amazing. And that concludes our scavenger hunt tour of the pyramids. Myself, along with 900 other people, thought this Airbnb experience was one of the best tours in Mexico City. So I highly recommend you go check it out when you are in Mexico City. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. I will see you in the next one. Pura vida. Ready for the photo?
I don't know what to do.
Teotihuacan.
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 I don't know. We tried like 14 times.
Teotihuacan. And we'll go with that.